Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with me. I'm your host, Brian, and you are on the BrianTMurray YouTube channel. Um, I wanted to, it's time for our encouragement session, so it's something I wanted to just touch on. Um, I saw a very powerful video today by Abba and Preach. I will attach that video. Let me make a note. I will attach the video. Okay, I made myself a note. The topic today is where should men turn to? Where should men turn to? Which, as a man, and as men watching this, I know you have asked that question to yourself. Like, I don't have anyone to turn to. Because what you quickly realize that once you turn 18, no matter how great your upbringing was or how challenging it was, you still don't have the outlets that women do. On any given Saturday, you can find 4 generations of women going to Target together, where you cannot find that with men. Meaning, Big Mama, you got the mama, you got the teenage young adult daughter, and you have their child with them. That's 4 generations in a Honda Civic going to Target. You don't see that with men. So women always have different circles for them to go to talk, relate, feel comfort, to be encouraged, all this other stuff. But where do men go? Like, where? Because when I turned 18, I was having dinner last week, and I shared this. I was ill prepared to go to deal with college, and after college to deal with the workforce. Like, nothing that I learned was transferable in those areas. Okay, like little to nothing was transferable. As if I needed a higher education on how to deal with school, college, people, personal skills, interpersonal skills, blah, 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 blah. No. When you're growing up, take out the trash, time to pray, time to go to church, time to vacuum. It's like you're assuming that you covered a lot of things that you didn't. Those things were not covered. And that's fine. No one's blaming you. Okay? My whole thing is don't act like you covered those things when you didn't. Okay? So, when you get to 18, your parents did the best that they could, and I accept that. And I appreciate that, and I thank God for that. But when you go out and make something of your life, and then not only that, were you not prepared? You don't have anywhere to go to talk to anybody to have that. You don't have things like build up a council of your own guys that you know and trust in certain areas. But you don't learn that until you're 40, or at the very worst, late 30s. After you had 5, 10, 15 years of screwing up things. So the answer to this is you have alternative media. alternative media. Some may even call it the manosphere. The manosphere. It's because we have millions of men, in particular black men, who weren't raised by their fathers, don't know their fathers. They may know them, but not in the same household. They may be in the same household, but not present, physically or emotionally. So, where do we go? So, interesting enough, men go to YouTube. Men go to YouTube to find answers about life. Because with women, they have The View, they have The Talk, they have all these girl shows and women shows and everything. And not only that, they don't have to be as careful as men have to be when we're talking about the opposite sex. The Lord told me to start talking when nobody else is talking. He told me to do that roughly maybe 8 years ago. I've been fighting this whole YouTube thing since 2017. Finally did it 2020. Little did I know, a few days after I did my first video, my tribute to Kobe Bryant, COVID breaks loose in America, mainstream. Crazy. I was fighting what the Lord told me to do for the longest time. I have gained so much knowledge since starting my own podcast. I've gained so much knowledge from other masculine podcasts. It's like, it's so good that I now can share information with my father. It's so good I can now share information with my older brother. Because just like I wasn't raised and they didn't either. So I can't hold them to a standard that they themselves didn't benefit from. So it's crazy. We have 3 generations, maybe 4 generations of men who's just living life trial and error. And here is the thing. Back in the 90s, that was fine. But in the 21st century, that's unacceptable. Because we have so much information out here. We have so much information out here about different things. I knew who Hafiz was with the Roommate podcast. Because I knew I was approaching something powerful when I saw the interview he did with Rebecca Lynn Pope. To hear another woman say how entitled and how unrealistic expectations that in particular black women have. Who is she? Let me learn more. Because we go through pains, we go through hurts, and then we don't have anyone to talk to. And if we do have someone to talk to, they're saying the same exact thing. Yeah, I've been through it too. Yeah, that's crazy. So to hear a woman speak so candidly about men's heartbreaks, I'm like, yes. I mean, it was amazing. So with Hafiz doing the Roommates podcast, I think it wasn't even a month later until I see the thumbnail with him interviewing this very sharp dressed man, and I didn't know who he was. I thought he was from the music business, or someone from Bad Boy, or what. I mean, pinstripe suit, tinted shades. I was like, who is this? I clicked the video, and it was Hafiz interview with Kevin Samuels. I'm talking February, early March of 2020. And he was talking, and I didn't know what he was talking about. He spoke with so much confidence and with so much power, and I was like, who is this guy? I'm not offended by not a word he has said. But who is this guy? Who is this man talking about the weight crisis in America? Tell me more. It was crazy. I watched that interview from start to finish. I was hanging on every single word. And that one interview triggered my entire algorithm. The first full interview, the first full show I watched with Kevin Samuels, I thought I was impressed by the interview he did with Hafiz. Now, when I saw his first show, the first show I saw, when he was breaking down this young lady who was a single mother, who did not want to deal with her child's father, who was a police officer, who was a high earner, and she had nothing. She knew nothing, unskilled worker, all this other stuff. And then Kevin Samuels broke her down like, yo, either you need to come up with a plan or give custody to that child's father. I have never heard a human being, much less a man, say something like that. My whole algorithm transformed. And I've been listening to him ever since. We are talking about winter 2020. Winter 2020. Everybody jumped on when the whole average at best video came out. I was like, y'all late. Y'all late. We have a prophet. Y'all late. So I'm watching, I think about 8 hours of videos per day, per weekday. Consuming his information. I was like, oh, this is life-changing. This is life-changing. I've done just about everything wrong. And there was nobody, not even the church, to say otherwise. Because the world wants you to operate one way, but your inner masculinity is trying to prompt you to live another way. That does not mean sin per se. That just means be your own self. Because this society that we live in want men to live like women. This society that we live in want men to live like women. And it's crazy and it's unacceptable. We have millions of men that have, of all races, that have waken up now like, yeah, I was suppressed, I was oppressed, and could not point my finger to why. I don't condone any disrespectful words towards women. I do not condone any disrespectful words towards women. But I do empower men to defend themselves. To defend themselves. That was a game changer. That was a game changer. So the more information I was consuming, the more videos I saw from other YouTubers. I was like, well, who's this? Who is O'Shea Duke Jackson? And everyone is working in unison to empower men, in particular black men. I'm like, what? even been empowered by whatever church I've gone to. This is crazy. Crazy as in good. That's when I began to realize, oh, we must start making changes. This is the thing with Revelation. You don't have to make changes per se. They'll just start happening. And then you start steamrolling into bigger changes and more significant changes. From this time last year, August of 2020, I'm living a much lighter, freer life. And it's not a prayer that was over me that is what did it for me. No, information. Knowing that there are millions of men that have been through the same exact experiences as I have, with modern women, modern black women, your mother, your sister, your aunt. It's like, are we really family? God, we got bullies in the family. Jesus. So, yeah. Everything changed. Now, by my persuasions being faith-based, of course I don't agree with everything that's being said, but that does not matter. Because as TD Jakes said, you have got to eat the fish and take out the bones. I'll say it again. Eat the fish and take out the bones. What don't apply to you, what does not work for you, don't consume it. Don't believe it. But consume what does work for you. People are waiting for a one-stop shop, fix-all type of situation. It doesn't work that way. Even church doesn't even do that for you. Okay? So let's temper our expectations. We can be better. We can do better. Kevin Samuels has played a huge role in improving my life. It's crazy. And he's in my generation. This is crazy. Living in a society where men are not allowed to live as men. And when you do live as a man, whatever that may mean to you, you get persecuted for it. You get ganged up on. And that's without social media. We're not even talking including social media yet. And the men that you see on TV, it's like they gotta play by certain set of rules to even stay on TV. When Kevin Hart was talking to Joe Rogan about why Dave Chappelle is the GOAT, it's the fact that he runs a independent operation. So you can't cancel someone who is independent. Yeah. See, Kevin Hart said, no, I got corporate sponsorships. I know I can't say just anything. I know I gotta answer to a lot of people. And a lot of people are counting on him. He went through that so beautifully. But he said, Dave Chappelle? Nah. He told the story when they were both doing a show in Seattle. And Kevin had an early show, and he found out at the last minute Dave had a show in Seattle too. And Kevin called Dave Chappelle and said, "Hey, Dave, what's up, man? Hey, man, you have a show tonight? Yeah, man, Seattle, man." Kevin was like, "Man, I really want to make a show, but I have my show tonight. All right, man, I'll just move my show back, man." Kevin Hart was like, "What? Move your show?" "Yeah, man, it ain't nothing, man. I'll do it. Don't worry. Come through after your show." Kevin Hart got off the phone and was like, "What just happened?" This man moved his entire production back to accommodate me, that resonated with me. It resonated with Joe Rogan. And number one, shout out to Joe Rogan, because as Abba was saying earlier today, when Joe Rogan started out doing his podcast, he had a crappy background. He started out in 2013. That was 8 years ago. Now look, he has made so much money from Spotify. All his stand-ups and newsroom on NBC and all that other stuff he did in movies and all that stuff, that don't even compare to the money he's making now. And he's independent. He talks about whatever he wants to talk about. He talks to who he wants to talk to. Living a man's life. Living a man's life. Yeah, that's how you get this done. Not saying Kevin Hart's route isn't the way to go either, but it is whatever path you take. It's a different cost. I'll say that. It's a different cost. It's a cost you have got to pay that you may not be willing to pay. But I do enjoy doing these weekly videos, saying whatever I want. Now, those who follow me know I don't use profanity. I don't use vulgar language. I don't do any of that. But I do say how it needs to be said. And then I thank the Lord for my 8 subscribers. Half of them are women. Very grateful. Very grateful. So, to answer the question, who should men turn to? Alternative media. Media for men, by men. And like, we're not talking about guys in some alley. No. We are talking about men of all races, all cultures, just sharing their excellence, sharing their expertise. It is educational, it is entertainment, it's just expression. That when men talk the way they know how to talk, other men receive it quite well. We receive it quite well. Because, as TDJ said about the Potter's House had 50% men membership. 50% men membership. And he said the reason why it is like that is because men got to hear things a certain way. When men don't hear things a certain way, they don't stay around. They don't stay around. Because we avoid, we don't frequent places that's void of logic. We don't frequent places that are void of logic. Women are packed in churches at an 80% rate just so they can feel safe. And a woman will do whatever she thinks she needs to do to feel safe, because that's her number one directive. Feel safe. It doesn't matter if she wrecks her own home, don't trust her husband, she will destroy her own family just for the feeling that she might feel safer in another situation. I'm not talking about physical abuse. I'm talking about the feeling of safety, whatever that may mean to her. Hence the 80% divorce rate, because women leave their men. I'm so happy to be doing this video, because when I saw Abba and Preach talk about this, I was like, oh yeah, oh yeah, I got something to say about this. Again, I will attach that video in the comment section. in the description section. This is crazy. I needed this 30 years ago. I needed this 30 years ago. But 30 years ago, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have alternative media. We didn't have the manosphere. We didn't have men speaking like this. Even when we had Montel Williams, he still had to pander to a degree. Is because the majority of his audience were women. So it was like if he wanted to stay on network television, he had to say the right things all the time. So yeah, this video needed to be made. So gentlemen, our answer have came. Where should men turn to? To other men via alternative media. And just sort out what works for you. Sort out what works for you. Because you're being judged on outcomes, not your feelings. We're not women. We're being judged on outcomes. You can talk to a man harshly and he embrace every syllable of it as long as it gets him what he desires. We are wired for that. We are wired for that. The unfortunate thing is we have a new generation of men that are raised by single women. So they have their mother's feelings in them that has to be purged. I say it this way. You have your mother's imprint on you. And it's going to take you to about 40 years old. 30 until you realize it. 40 until you actually do something about it. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. That one video triggered so many other videos, and it improved my life dramatically. You can be in church your whole life and get not near outcome. That's the truth. You can be in church and get not near outcome. I have, but I'm just making a point. I bought my first car when I was 38 years old. 38 years old. That was a minimum of 20 years too long, but I had no idea how to go about it. No idea. So I prayed to God to bless me with a car. See, talking to other men will, if anything, save you time. They will get straight to the point. You'll be concise. Lord, thank you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Because trust me, this wasn't going well. This wasn't going well. I remember in 2010 getting home from work, maybe 8 o'clock at night during the summer. And I walked in, I set my bag down, and I said, I'm doing something wrong. I'm doing something wrong. Because I'm working hard and not getting outcomes. For my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because who he's saying that to is actually the priests. Your preachers don't even have enough knowledge. Why do I need somebody to teach me for 40 years about going to heaven? Why is that even necessary? Once you get saved, you're already in. But how many of them teach you how to live in this world, in this lifetime? Just nonsense. Just stupidity. Just talking dumb stuff that don't matter and is not getting you outcomes. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is why men stay away from church. Just dumbness. Just all this spirituality, and it has its place, but it's like, hey. So when men deal with women, in particular church women, everything is spiritual, and it turns the man off like, I'm not interested in that, and I go to church. I'm not interested in that. Whatever. Oh goodness. Lord, keep this video from being a 3-hour video. All right, we'll end this here. I just wanted to encourage my guys. Just want to encourage my guys. My YouTube channel is for everyone. But because I am a man, I zoom in on men's issues and men's challenges. And to take it further, I zoom in on black men's issues, black men's challenges. So, yeah. Thank you, Lord, for saving me. You already saved my soul, but you saved me from a whole lot of other stuff. Because the church had 0 answers for me. But they always wanted an offering. All right. Take care. Bye.